Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third and final night of the NMNTS Championship Week. Homestead, Miami Speedway. It's the Cup Series taking center stage tonight. The cars and stars out there getting practice right now. Do we have a show for you? 134 laps. It's definitely going to be exciting. We're going to crown us a Cup champion. 4 drivers. Anthony C. going to be one of them. Spence Thompson going to do battle again here tonight for a championship. Zach Lindgren and Dustin Kleba. All those are your 4 drivers. Everybody going to be fighting for a championship. You see them lining up on the front straightaway. Hey, we're joined up here in the booth by Terry Perry Mason. Terry, you ready for night 3, the final night of the 2018 racing season?
I definitely am. If there's anything like how the truck race was yesterday, we are in for a heck of a race today.
Definitely going to be exciting to say the least as we get set to go. There you see Zach Lindgren in the 85 machine. NASCAR diecast fans on the sported on that one tonight with Zach's signature pony on the bumper cover. Spence Thompson in the 89 making his way around as well. Plan B sells on that Toyota tonight. So definitely a lot going here. Of course, you see Anthony C. already there in the nnts.com 51 car. I tell you what, we'll just go ahead and kick things off here. We're going to talk to the number 6 car first. Dustin Kleba, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat booth. You got a copy.
I got you, man.
Well, man, here it is. The final race of the 2018 season. Championship on the line. I hear talk around the garage area, and, you know, I've heard it throughout the garage area for a few weeks now, and definitely talking to some drivers throughout the day. A lot of people say that this 6 car is going to be favored to be our champion after tonight.
Well, that's pretty nice of them to say. Hopefully they're right. I know I really love Homestead. It's one of my favorite tracks. So maybe a little luck on my side, and we'll see what happens.
Man, speaking of the Homestead Miami Speedway, the progressive banking here, we saw a lot of side-by-side action last night. 2, 3 wide at times. Do you feel like that's what we got on slate for tonight?
Oh, absolutely. That's really why I love this track. It's just you got so many options. You got someone slower in front of you. You don't really have an excuse to move them or anything. You just find a way around them. You can run the top, get that huge run off the corner down the back stretch, or if you want to be patient, you can run the inside and hopefully get them that way from center. So yeah, a lot of options, probably a lot of side-by-side racing. See what happens.
Well, man, you've been hot since joining the series. Just made the cutoff line to be chase eligible, and since then it's been, you know, a tough feat just trying to contain you, little less keep you out of victory lane. What's been the secret to your success here in the NMNTS series?
Man, you know I can't say that.
Can't give it all away like a poker player going to hold those cards close to his chest.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's just, I don't know. I think just being kind of put in that corner, I've kind of felt like a Kevin Harvick situation there where I've been in a couple of must-win positions already, and I feel like with a little patience and a little bit of luck and some clean driving, you can make anything happen.
Definitely been making it happen so far. We're fixing to let you rejoin the team down there on pit road, get ready for tonight, but before we do, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout-out to?
Yeah, for sure. Give a shout out to my teammates, Dakota and Tyson. Tyson's here. Dakota's out watching. Definitely got to give a shout out to my family. We'll see if they're watching the live stream here. It's good to have the live stream back, so we can get my family back into it. And gotta thank our new partnership here with B.A.Grpahix Sports. We'll see where this goes, and yeah, just got a lot of people to thank, but hopefully I'll be thanking them again here at the end of the night.
Heck yeah, man. Well, good luck tonight moving forward. And yeah, tell them all. Backwards Hat Production on the call tonight. 134 laps of action coming your way. That's Dustin safe.
And we weren't in too much of a predicament where we had to try to, you know, do a certain thing to be able to get into the next round or whatever. We were pretty much able to points race our way in throughout the whole chase format here. But I think the keys to victory tonight are going to be like a little bit similar to what they were last night, just keeping the car out of trouble, keeping it clean, being in the right position near the end of it. So hopefully you can get a little bit of strategy near the end of it and all that. And like I said, just mainly the focus will be clean, good clean race, and try to find something that works for us, because we did absolutely really do that last night. We were able to at least find something in the second and final runs to be able to stay competitive and be able to pass people. But we got to be able to do that tonight and keep this car out of trouble. This number 89 NASCAR diecast plain B sales Toyota Camry, man. So we're looking forward to it tonight, man. It's gonna be wild, but we're ready for it.
Heck yeah, man. Well, good luck moving forward. Before we let you get out of here and you know, debrief with the team, get ready for tonight, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just first off, man, I can't thank enough NASCAR diecast fans and Plan B sales for coming on board the second half of the year, man. They've done nothing but support the heck out of this 89 team this year. Got to thank them for that. Thank all the other sponsors on the car as well, man. They do such a good job supporting us, and WFO Motorsports, everybody on the organization that you know, builds all these, or puts all these rides together and brings them to the track every weekend. You guys up in the booth for calling these last two races this weekend, or this week, man. Thank you guys up there for that. And big thanks to all the league officials throughout the whole year. That, I mean, I know it's been an up and down year for the league itself, but definitely can't think of a better way to cap it all off than being able to possibly race for a Cup Series title this year, man. So looking forward to it, and we're ready, man.
Heck yeah, man. Well, good luck tonight, and maybe we'll be talking to you from Victory Lane as a 2018 Cup champion at the end of this thing.
Let's hope so, man. Thanks.
Once again, that was Spence Thompson, driver of the WFO number 89 machine. We're now going to move to Anthony C. Anthony C., this is Bradley Wilson of the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, man, here it is, crunch time. It's all come down to this. Been working towards this one goal since February. You and three other drivers, what do you think it's going to take to get the 59 machine up front in Victory Lane tonight?
Basically just keeping it clean and not spinning off the turns 2 and 4, because once the tire wear gets going, it's really loose around that.
Man, you've had one heck of a rookie season with the NMNTS both on Monday and Tuesday nights. You know, give me a little rundown about, I know you've ran in some other leagues, but give me a little rundown about, the competition here in the NMNTS and how you've enjoyed the 2018 season.
Oh, it's a big competition. A lot of good guys. In the other leagues that I was in, it was always me and Jared always running up front with Dustin. And this league is just more competitive. It's a lot more fun. Longer races too, which is a lot more fun also.
Well, I tell you what, driving the TRM number 51 machine as you've done most of the season, got the boss man Terry Mason up here with me in the booth. Terry, I'm gonna let you talk to your driver for just a second.
Well, Anthony, you're my favorite bias going into tonight, so hopefully you can bring TRM a championship this afternoon. What? You feel comfortable doing that?
Man, I hope so. I really didn't practice the long runs. Hopefully the high line will come in. I know a lot of people can't run that high line, but I love to run that high line. So I'm hoping it will. I'm not really good on the short runs, so we'll see. Hopefully no cautions near the end.
All right, man. Well, hopefully I'm not putting any pressure on you, but I want you to go out there and bring me a big trophy.
We'll try.
I appreciate it, Anthony. You have fun out there.
Thank you.
Once again, that was Anthony C. driving for TRM Motorsports tonight. We're going to pull it up now to the man who this race means a lot to. I know it does. It's the second annual Robert Lindgren Memorial Race. Zach Lindgren, this is Bradley Wilson of the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I got you.
Well, man, I was just telling these fans, a championship on the line, but a lot of emotion coming into tonight. I know last year when we ran this race, all of our thoughts and prayers were with you and your family. But tell me a little bit about how special it is. It's here again. It's the second annual Robert Lindgren Memorial Race. Man, I got to think, championship aside, a lot of emotions going on in the 85 camp tonight.
Oh yeah, a lot of emotions going on. Yeah, there's really not much I could say. Just we got a lot in the back of the head, a lot going on right now. So it's really cool that you guys were able to do this for my grandfather and do this for my family like last year. And hopefully we're gonna give them a better show. Last year we finished third in the total points. This year I'm hoping for a better result.
Man, just like the truck series, you've definitely been one of the guys to look forward to, one of the guys to beat. You punched your ticket to this race last week at Phoenix. I've got to think that that's got to build some kind of momentum, coming into this track here tonight.
Oh, most definitely, it really does. I mean, coming off a win, I know that I'm fast enough to win, and I know that I'm fast enough to compete with these guys. It's just a matter of negotiating Homestead, navigating around it. This track is very demanding. It has a very unique and different line, so it just comes down to how well you can run it and how fast you can be. And right now, we're still lacking on speed, but I'm confident in the Cup cars. The Cup cars are really fun. You have to really work at the throttle, work at the wheel. So I'm really confident with how tonight's going to go, especially in the Cup car.
Well, I was monitoring the chat out there, Mama Linger, and making her presence known. It is our pleasure for the love and support, and it remains with your family. As I know, looking back on last year and even this year, hearts heavy. Zach, like I said, you've been one of the forces to deal with all season long. Tell me a little bit about the growth process you've went through as a driver this year. Came into the year still chasing a first career win, and man, 5+ in the truck series, 5+ in the Cup series. At times just looked like you wouldn't be denied. Sum up the season for us as, just what it means to you.
It's been a crazy season. I mean, at the start of it, I thought, maybe if I can pop off a few wins and stay in the top 5 in points, I'd be okay. I never thought that I'd be competing for a championship, most wins in the season. I mean, it's been really awesome to figure out these cars and figure out some of the tracks that I've struggled so much with, and it's been really fun to just get out here and race and know that week in and week out, I'm one to be feared. That's all I really ever wanted to be, was just to be feared. If I win, cool. If I didn't, I didn't. I just wanted to be a name that every week someone was thinking about going into the race and leading laps and competing for a win. So it was really cool to think about, knowing that I was one of the powerhouses, but our work isn't done yet. We still got one more race. We still got 134 laps to go and try to be dominant, and that's what we're gonna be tonight. We're gonna try to be as dominant as possible. But it's really surreal to think about, knowing that I was one to be feared coming in every week and possibly taking home that race.
Well, man, good luck tonight. Like you said, 134 laps from now, we're going to be crowning a champion. You know, like I said, just congratulations on a great season as well. Before we let you get out of here, strategize with the team, get ready to go for qualifying. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just everyone that's watching right now. Obviously, my family. I know my mom, my dad, my grandmother, my cousin, possibly my sister's watching. Everyone out in the chat right now. Everyone that is watching that isn't family, I hope you guys enjoy the show. NASCAR Diecast fans for putting a name on my car. You guys up here for broadcasting, and everyone overseas defending this great country, so I could sit here for 134 laps and play on a little computer game.
Well, man, good luck tonight. We're going to let y'all roll off, get ready for qualifying. Folks, once again, Zach Lindgren in the 85 machine, one of the championship hopefuls. Terry, when you look at a season like Zach's, we'll put Zach in the spotlight for a minute, but what a season, what a season to come in winless and 5+ wins in both series.
Yeah, I mean, he was actually talking about wanting to make a name for himself. He wanted to be feared coming into these races, and the season he's had today, I think a lot of folks should fear him. He is a great contender for the championship.
Yeah, definitely so. You take a look at your times right now. 13 cars have taken time. Jared Mogard, last night's truck champion, in attendance tonight. You know, you gotta put Mogard in the spotlight for a minute too, Terry, as we get ready to roll over for qualifying. Sunday night's Grand National Series was not broadcast, but Jared Mogard, leads the most laps there, picks the win up. Last night dominates the truck race. And here we go, man. This kid's sitting on top of the board, quick time through practice. To sweep any track is a feat, but to do it in the championship week at Homestead, you've got to think that adds just a little bit more to it.
Exactly. I mean, that is unheard of. So, I mean, I wish the best for him. He can make some history tonight.
Well, here you go, folks. Craig Learman in the 43 machine. He was eliminated last week. There's Zach Lindgren. We just talked to him. David Heise throwing back the old Joe Nemechek Burger King machine in that 7-Eleven ride. Cars on the track now. Qualifying going to happen. Get a look on with Zach Lindgren as he goes off into turn number 1. There's a look at Anthony C., the driver out of Virginia. Everybody's going to be going for quick time here, Terry, and as I think we, despite having the late race caution last night, track position going to be a prime for these guys all night. Exactly.
We heard in a lot of interviews yesterday, track position was the key, and that's when we started seeing a lot of pit strategies, trying to gain a couple positions, trying to get out in the middle of the pack, get up to the front, get some clean air on the nose, and the car handles a whole lot better if you have a little clean air on the nose. And we saw that yesterday with Jared Mogard, started on the pole and basically just left the field behind us.
Tyson Palmquist going to be on top of the board. That's quick time for the 4 car with a 29.947. Team there out of turn 4. We'll see if he can hang on to it. Slowed off a little bit. However, so did the rest of the field so far, and it looks like it's going to be Palmquist on top of the board, going to lead us to the green, although still a few drivers turning time. One of those, Mike Bruno in the 19 Amsoil machine. Bruno looks like he's going to set 3rd.
And also one of our championship contenders. He's not put a time down. It looks like he actually caught a piece of the wall during qualifying.
Definitely not the way you want to start it out. For Dustin Kleba in the 6 car, I was looking. I was like, one of the championship cars. What do you mean? There he is. Yeah.
Sorry, I was so enthralled. I was watching his lane and watching his lap, and I saw the rear end just kind of kick out and slap the wall. Oh no!
Well, there you go, folks. There's a good look at Kleba from a few different views as he comes off turn number 4. We're going to see if he can knock teammate Tyson Palmquist off the pole. Not going to do it this time. Down the back straightaway, right up against the wall again, Terry, as you'll see most of these guys run that similar line, you know, as the race goes on, and you're also going to see them high, wide, and handsome as the tires wear off. As you know, this is one of those tracks you heard Dustin talk about it, many grooves, and the high line being a viable one.
Oh yeah, we saw that yesterday. Dustin moved up to about 9th position with a 30.188. He's going to have his work cut out for him.
9th quickest on the board. And look at that. Anthony C. going to be your fastest of the chase drivers as he's going to qualify 2nd. Tyson Palmquist once again going to put it on the pole so far. Kleba going to come off turn 4 one final time. Little faster that time for Kleba as he's going to go up to 7th on the board. I tell you what, we're going to waste no time and get a talk with our pole sitter tonight. Tyson Palmquist, this is Bradley Wilson of the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going, Bradley?
Doing well, man. New number on the side of that thing tonight and going to put it on top of the board. Got to think it makes you feel good knowing that track position is going to be a prime here tonight. So far, you're not starting off on the right foot.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be an interesting night with these championship contenders coming up through the field. But it feels good to be starting up front. Feels good to have the 4 back on my door, and it feels good to have a new partner, BSN Sports.
Well, man, it's definitely a quick lap. We watched practice roll off. I talked to a few drivers, and they said some of them were just struggling to find speed. Did you personally get time to, you know, maybe get some laps under it and see what it's going to do in the long run?
Yeah, I ran a lot of practice laps. It's definitely going to be interesting. Everyone's going to have parts of the run where they're good and where they're bad, and it's going to be a really fun race.
Well, man, we also talked to your teammate Dustin Kleba, and he was talking about how this track is definitely one unlike you go to. You only come here once a year, but so many grooves and the progressive banking, it makes this place extremely racy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to be trying to get Dustin that championship. I'm going to be trying to get myself a good finish here in the finale and get some momentum going into next year. But personally, I love ripping the wall, so hopefully there comes a time in the run where I can get up to where I like to be up against that wall.
Well, heck yeah, man. Good luck tonight, and never know, maybe you'll be the spoiler here and could play into the first-time winner column.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Bradley.
Once again, that was Tyson Palmquist, part of the KPR Racing stable. Terry, we've waited for this. We're now going to run down your starting lineup. There you see it. On the outside, or on the inside of the front row, starting from the pole position, is going to be Tyson Palmquist out of the Plains region. To his outside, the 51 out of Virginia, that's Anthony C.
Starting on the second row on the inside, we have our number 19 of Mike T. Bruno. And to his outside, the number 1 of Jared Bogart, our winner Sunday night and Monday night.
Inside row 3 is going to look like this. It's the 7-Eleven car out of Indiana. That's David Heiza. To his outside, in the 85 car out of Los Lunas, New Mexico, that is Zach Lindgren.
It started on the inside of row 4, the number 6 of Dustin Cleveland. He's also one of our championship drivers, so we'll have to watch him make his way up through the field. And to his outside, the number 18 of Jared LaShawn.
1 row back from that, that's where you're going to find the 43 car of Craig Learman. To Learman's outside, you're going to have the 89 car. That's another chase driver. You see it there, the green on the banner, Spence Thompson. A host of others as we get set to go green. Pace car is in, green flag in the air. The final night of the 2018 NMNTS season underway. Palmquist looked like he didn't get quite the start, Terry, and that's going to allow Anthony C. to get out to the lead.
Wow, that's a great jump for Anthony. Tough break for Tyson, but let's see if he can make it up.
14 of the bad fast cup cars go storming down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Anthony C still going to show us the way. Tyson Palmquist back to second. Here comes Mike Bruno on the Amsoil car up to third, but it's going to be Anthony C leading lap number 1.
It got a little bit interesting back in the 8th place. They were about 3 wide going across the start-finish line.
Not wasting any time as we start to fight. There's Tyler Justice. You saw Justice go for it all last night, and the closing laps didn't quite pan out. Already on the move in the Amsoil car. A couple of team cars for the Gen X Racing stable here tonight. You see Terry with the 7 of Justice and the 19 of Mike Bruno.
Yep, I believe we also have they're part of the MR Motorsports, and they also have another teammate out there with Jason Burgess.
Jason Burgess in the 23 car as well. You see him back there, maybe just getting the feel out for the Mobil 1 Camry right now. Davey Lamont in the 40 car going to be off the pace. Oh! Lamont's going to go around out of turn number 2. We saw him off pace through the grass. A tough break for the rookie. Looks like he will get it. We'll see if he gets it going. There's your leader. Lamont not going to get it going. Sets in the grass. Maybe just waiting for them all. Now he's going to get it fired back up.
Tough break for Davey.
Tough break. Definitely, you know, didn't hit anything though, Terry, so he's going to be fortunate there. Maybe only lose a lap at the most. Up front, look at this battle. Jared Mogard going to put the pressure on Tyson Palmquist in the 4 car.
Yep, Mogard's looking to the inside with Palmquist to his outside. They're side by side coming out turn 2, going on the back straightaway. Looks like Tyson will have the momentum on the outside and pull down to block Mogard going into the corner.
Palmquist going to use that momentum, that progressive banking to get the run off of 2. See if he does the same thing out of turn 4. Oh, Lindgren's going to get loose out of 4. Chase Contender going to make a save. Once again, you saw him save it like that last night, Terry. A ton of car control in the driver out of Los Lunas.
Yeah, it actually looked like he pushed a little coming out of 4, and he actually got a piece of the wall.
Take a look from the roof cams. Doesn't look to be too severe, although now he's got teammate Spence Thompson stalking him. It's been said many times here, Terry, that the WFO Racing stable, although, you know, tight-knit band of brothers, there are no commands here, no team orders. Everybody's going to fight for what they can get. And as much as Spence Thompson would be happy for Zach Lindgren, you got to think he'd be a little bit more happier for himself if he could pull off the win in a championship tonight.
Oh, you know, when it comes to the championship, it's every man for himself. And as we say that, we're in a battle for the lead with Jared Mogard to the inside of Anthony C on the back straightaway.
Mogard going to pull up, tuck in. Here we go. Could be a new leader out of turn number 2. Mogard going to run it to the bottom. Anthony uses the outside. Anthony going to hold on the lead for just a minute.
It looks like Anthony will assume that, just keep that position. No, Jared Mogard. Still side by side between 1 and 2.
I believe you may be just a little bit behind on the video feed.
I am.
Well, nonetheless, you're getting to see the great coverage that we already saw. You get to hear it all again, folks. You got to hear my explanation of it. Now you get to hear Terry's as he rewatched it. Nonetheless, the battle is now going to continue to rage on. Anthony C., your leader. Jared Mogard second, Palmquist third, and look at this, Terry. Dustin Kaliba already up to the 4th position from 7th. Maybe not had the qualifying run he wanted, but he's definitely remedied it. Yeah, he's definitely made the best of it early.
Yeah, we know what you're trying to say. Yeah, he's definitely has a very fast vehicle. You can see how far he's moved up. He's actually going to pull it on the outside.
Oh, Mogard gets loose. Anthony C. in the wall. Problems, championship implications early.
Oh, wow. He's got a lot of damage to the rear end of that vehicle.
We're going to go back, take a look at what happened here. Not exactly sure you heard me call it from the booth. Looks like Anthony may have been checking up. We'll rewind it one more time. Man, I'm not exactly sure. You see it right here. They're going to battle down the back straightaway. We'll zoom out just a little bit, give you a better look. Anthony running the high line. Mogard looked to maybe have tucked in behind him. Right there's the contact. Both drivers do a great job to gather it back up, although Anthony C. going to get the wall. We'll go back to the live feed now, and Anthony C. bringing the 51 car down pit road. It's definitely a heartbreak to see for one of the chase contenders early.
Definitely a heartbreak for him. You know, his team has worked so hard to bring him here, but the crew will go to work on the car. They'll get him back out on the track.
Definitely so. While all that happened, Dustin Kleba going to take over the lead. Teammate Tyson Palmquist running second. Don't look.
Moving through the field quickly.
Mike Bruno, Amsoil number 19, Gen X Racing Machine, going to now challenge for second. Takes a look to the bottom. Nothing there. Palmquist going to shut the door.
Now the number 19 still looking to the inside. How about the left quarter panel of the number 4, Tyson Palmquist, on the start-finish line. But tucks in behind him going into turn 1.
Couldn't quite make it work. Now Bruno going to wind it up, fire it in there one more time through 1 and 2. It's 14 laps complete, 121 to go. We're about 4 or 5 laps away from a stage break, as it will be 19 coming to 20. So Dustin Kleba right now, the highest chase driver. Next driver in line going to be Spence Thompson in the 89 car. He's in 5th. Zach Lindgren sitting just outside the top 5. He's currently running 7th. And then heartbreak for Anthony C. as the 51 car remains on pit road.
Like everyone's decided to get a little single file here. Looks like first, second, and third just going to run nose to tail. Maybe try to just finish off this segment.
Joe Brichette going to tune in out there in the YouTube world. Hopefully the title fight tonight will be just as exciting as last night. Definitely so. 14 cars started the race tonight, but folks, the excitement won't let up. I can guarantee you that. Everybody's going to want to close out the season with a win. And Terry, while we've got 3 drivers now with the misfortune happening to Anthony C. that may have ended the title hopes, you've got 3 drivers that still have title hopes alive, and you've got about 11 more who have no interest in a champion send-off tonight.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of guys out here. They're out here to win. They owe it to the teams and sponsors, not to just come out here and drive around. They want to go out there and take home the checkered flag.
One guy we haven't talked about very much, the 18 car, Jared Washon, driving at the WFO Motorsports 18 car. He started out racing with another team. That team let him graciously vacate that seat, come over to the WFO stable when the 18 seat was vacated early in the season. Man, what a job this kid has done as the fill-in, and it landed him a truck contract for next year. We'll see him in WFO equipment all through 2019.
Yeah, we saw him yesterday in the trucks. He had a heck of a race between him and I think it was Brad Cross at number 30. Those guys ran side by side for multiple laps, put on one heck of a show.
Lindgren going to get the wall a little bit again out of turn 4. Handling problems for the 85, maybe here early.
Yeah, you can see he's got some damage on his right front fender.
Like I said, folks, thoughts and wishes going out with the Lindgren family, as tonight is titled the 2nd annual Robert Lindgren Memorial Race. You know, Terry, I don't know if you remember back to the Grand National race last year, but I know I sure do. And you know, just the loss of Zach's grandfather, the first ever memorial race, I can remember back and, you know, thinking, wow, this kid's really going to do something next year. Just the fight and drive he had last year and what it meant to him.
Oh, yeah, and you can see, I mean, He showed us this year how much fight he really has, and he pressed everyone out, all of his competitors, everyone up here in the booth. He's impressed everyone.
Field's going to catch up to the pace car as it continues to pace around out of turn number 2 now. Your leader, stage 1 winner, is going to be Dustin Kleba. Usually we would be congratulating him on those 10 stage points. Although, like you know, Terry, just like last night, if you're a chase driver in the final 4, points mean nothing.
Yep, it's just the highest finishing of these 4 drivers.
The winner take all affair tonight, and who's going to be our 2018 B.A.Grpahix Cup Series champion. Kleba going to lead us down pit road. Mike Bruno and company in tow. Davey Lamont going to stay out. Looks like the 40 car will take a wave around here. Already quite a bit of damage to the 40 car. You see the fender, the left front fender beat up. Lamont now going to bring it down to the apron. I thought he was fixing to hit pit road.
I did too. I was kind of curious what was going on.
Well, here we go. Pit stops fixing to take place. There you see Kleba still leading the field down. See what the battle off of pit road holds. Kleba had that, qualifying run less than what he would have liked to have had, I'm sure. Definitely pitted a little further back down pit road. Terry, do you think maybe the stall selection via, qualifying order is going to play into anything tonight?
It could be, and like we just saw right there.
We just saw it.
19 just beat him off pit lane.
Mike Bruno had a little bit better of a pit stall. Even though Kleba come in your leader, he's now going to roll off second. That's going to start him on the outside. Mike Bruno going to assume the lead.
I don't know if that outside could be a good starting position.
One championship note is Anthony C. does have the 51 car back on the track, although he is going to bring it back down pit road. Something maybe still amiss on it. Tough break for one of the chase drivers early. It's got to be frustrating if you're Anthony, too. Not really, out front, got to the lead early where you'd think you'd want to be, and just like that, what a night that looked like it could potentially shape up to be great, all the spoils before lap 20, Terry.
Yeah, and I was just watching the number 51 come down. I've just got the binoculars out looking at the back of his car. I just believe he's pulling it back in just to get some more damage repaired. But like we saw yesterday, it's not over till checker flag falls. Anthony's probably going to get his car back out there because anything can happen to the other 3 chase contenders. And Anthony could be right back in the catbird seat.
I'll tell you right now, one of the chase contenders we're going to pull up, go ahead and talk to, stage 1 winner. Dustin Kleba, this is Bradley Wilson in Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Sure do, man.
Well, man, stage 1's going to belong to you. Any other night of the season, we would have been congratulating you on those 10 stage points. However, tonight, not the case. Highest finisher, winner take all affair. So far, so good. You think you got what it takes to get back around the 19?
Oh, man, I don't know. Like you said, though, championship night, honestly, I don't really care about the 19. He can do his thing. I see I got the 89 there behind me, and it won't be long before Linger gets back up here. Those are the guys I'm worried about. Really stinks to see what happened to Anthony there. He's a good competitor. I was looking forward to racing him all race and just getting caught up in someone else's lack of ability to drive. So really stinks that he can't fight for a championship. But like I said, we got 2 more stages to go and see what happens here.
Well, man, we definitely look forward to it. 1 to green, we're going to let you get dialed back in here and get ready to get back down to business. But appreciate you taking a second out to give us, give us the thoughts on it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, guys.
Well, you heard it there, Terry, and I mean, I'm not going to mince words. You heard it straight from the mouth of Kleba. Maybe definitely not a highly looked upon move early on, especially for a chase contender, accident or not.
Exactly. There's contact can be avoided, especially this early in the race. But good to see the number 51 is back out on the track. He's starting on the tail end of the outside lane. And I'm not sure, but we saw Tyson Palmquist was actually given an EOL, and I'm not exactly sure what he was penalized for.
Not exactly sure. Haven't got the confirmation from race control, although there you do see it. 4-car going to be, you know, it could have been maybe an unsafe exit. Pit exit. But here we go. Nonetheless, Mike Bruno going to lead us back to the green in the 19 Amsoil Gen X racing machine. Green flag in the air. Bruno's going to step on the loud pedal. 3-car lengths separate him and Kleba into turn number 1. And don't look now, Terry, but here comes Tyler Justice.
Oh, I'm not shocked at that at all. Oh, green flag coming out turn 2. Who that was way up high against the wall. I believe that may have been Jared Mogard.
3-4 wide out of turn 1. We're going to take it and show it to you now as we look at the restart. Field goes into turn 1. Thompson gets a little washed up. Look at that. Mogard, I'm not exactly sure what happened. Plenty of room between him and the 7-Eleven. However, Mogard going to take the one machine to the back of the field. Now, oh, contact. Jason Burgess going to go around down the back straightaway. Heavy impact for the MR Motorsports number 23 machine. He will get it back going. Going to take a look at what happened there.
No caution. We're going to stay under green as Jason Burgess is staying in the grass, staying below the yellow line.
Oh, it was contact. He and Spence Thompson going to make contact initially. Thompson off the bottom. Not exactly sure.
Oh, then poor Craig Lerman got
Lerman going to get a piece of it. I tell you what. Go on board right here.
Did the 89 know that was up to the high side?
I'm not sure. That's what I'm going to go back and take one more look at it here. Do it from the chopper cam. Looked like Burgess could have got loose, but man, still a weird chain of events. Definitely some damage to the 89 cars. He's off the pace.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at him right now just to see what kind of damage he may have on the vehicle.
We'll take a look from the roof cam, see what we can see. Looks like a little bit of left front or right front fender damage. Nonetheless, Spence Thompson a little off pace as the leader Mike Bruno runs a 30.516, Spence Thompson a 30.738. Definitely problems for another chase hopeful. You know, Terry, we saw it last night, the Hunt drivers and the truck side of things having to fight some adversity, you know, having to fight a little bit of adversity, but at the same time, it was kind of smooth sailing tonight. Not the case for our Cup chase drivers. No,
it looks like a lot of our chase drivers are having some bad luck. Other cars are already bent up. I think the only one of our chase drivers with a clean car is probably number 6 of Dustin Kleba.
Speaking of Dustin Kleba, he's going to go around Mike Bruno down the back straightaway, reassuming the lead, and essentially going to gap Bruno about 5 car lengths off of turn number 4.
He made that pass look easy. But he does have a pair of MR Motorsport drivers behind him with the number 19 of Mike Bruno and the number 7 of Tyler Justice. Definitely know both of those guys are very fast drivers.
You know, Justice and Bruno can get it done. It's definitely going to be interesting to see as how the race unfolds. Folks, we're going to take a look. 31 laps of the 134 to be ran here, 103 to go this time by. There you see it, Kleba, one of the chase drivers, currently leading the way. Next highest is going to be Spence Thompson. He's currently sitting in 4th. Just behind him in the 5th spot, you see Zach Lindgren. Anthony C. is back out on the racetrack, tracking the tail end of the field right now. However, the driver out of Virginia is 10 laps down, currently being scored in the 13th position. Battle up front, it's going to be Jared with Sean, Tyson Palmquist as they do battle.
Yeah, Tyson's done a good job starting at the tail end of the field after a penalty after the pit stop. He's up to 7th position.
Here comes Washawn. He's going to wash it up the racetrack. try to slow down the momentum of Mogard. A little bit of blocking going on. Cup drivers definitely not being as gracious maybe as the truck drivers last night. Shortage of give and take early, but man, you know, I'm sure tempers are flaring out there, Terry, but man, it's, you know, I gotta say it's fun to watch.
Oh, it definitely is. It makes it exciting, adds a little bit of drama to this race. And we heard during our interview, you know, there was some words spoken, so hopefully everyone can calm down. We can put on a really good show, but I mean, oh, what a pass!
Was Sean gonna throw the slider? Not gonna quite work out. Didn't make it stick. Oh, was Sean's gonna go for a ride? What a save, Jared Wishon, the North Carolina driver. Definitely let it all hang out there. Was able to save it, but holy cow, man! Just one more example.
Wow.
Of the intensity.
Any other driver would have probably nosed it into the inside wall.
Yeah, definitely so. He did a great job saving it. Mogard back on the charge. He's currently battling for the 6th position with Tyson Palmquist. Just up in front of them, a few more chase drivers. They're
few laps away from the end of our second segment.
Yeah, it looks like we are just a few laps away, and then from then, folks, strategy takes over, and it's going to be all about who can be the closer. Up front, it's still Dustin Kleba leading. He's in a battle all of his own, though, as Mike Bruno going to wind it up, fire it to the inside. Tyler Justice goes with him. Changeover for the lead. Terry, I've got to wonder, you heard Kleba's interview after winning stage 1. He said, man, I don't really care what Mike Bruno or Tyler Justice are doing. I'm worried about those guys behind me, so you've got to wonder if maybe he just, you know, hey, guys, you're faster than me at the moment. I'm just going to let you go.
Yeah, if that's the case, it's a very smart decision. There's no reason to put your car in any damage. You can win this championship without winning the race. You just have to be the highest finishing of our championship drivers.
Yeah, definitely so. You saw how unexpected things can take turns for folks now.
Like I said, plus there's no points for winning this stage, so it's a very smart decision. Just let those two guys go and just ride back and ride in their tire tracks.
Well, here we go, off of turn number 4 for the final time in stage 2. Final stage of the 2018 season. It looks like it's going to be Mike Bruno. If things hold, Mike Bruno is going to be your stage 2 winner. Tyler Justice in second. It's going to be Kleba third. Zach Lindgren takes the 85 car up to 4th. Spence Thompson 5th. Tyson Palmquist 6th. Jared Mogard 7th. David Levine in the 59 car is going to be 8th. 9th will be David Haza in the 7-Eleven Burger King machine. And rounding out your top 10 after doing the slide through the grass down the back straightaway, Jared Wishon in the 18 car.
Yeah, in 11th right now we have Craig Lerman, and I believe he has put his car up on the hauler. 12th place, we still have Anthony C. out there running some laps for us. 13th place, also have Jason Burgess. He was involved in an incident not too long ago. He has also put his number 23 machine into the hauler, and round up the field in 14th position, 28 laps down, is Davey Lamont.
You know, we talked about the other two going to the hauler, Terry, but Davey Lamont still has the 40 car sitting on pit road. Yep. You got to think, for a driver who's going to be competing for Rookie of the Year next year, tonight just all about learning, and maybe Lamont going to plan to get back out there and do a little bit of that himself.
Oh, as many laps as you can get, it's all learning. So if he can get back out there, run some laps, it'll benefit him next season.
Well, folks, the field going to be led down by Mike Bruno, Tyler Justice, and there you see it. It's starting to now take shape. Kleba, Lindgren, Thompson, all three chase drivers, all three going to come in nose to tail down pit road.
They're all coming in nose to tail. Let's see how they exit pit lane. Mike Bruno hold that number 1 position.
Here we go, the battle for pit road. There's a look at Tyson Palmquist. He's got the preferred pit stall.
All he has to do is go about 2 or 3 car lengths, but it looks like the number 19 of Mike Bruno is going to beat him off pit lane. Looks like Tyson Palmquist is probably going to come off about 5th or 6th.
And definitely so. It's going to be Bruno, Justice, and then I believe Kleba. Yes, Kleba going to be 3rd again. So you're definitely seeing how big of a deal qualifying is. This qualifying is going to set you up not only with a great starting spot in a track where track position's key, Terry, but also with those valuable pit stalls.
Exactly, like what I was just mentioning before he left, before Mike Bruno left. As soon as that jack drops, he only has to drive about 2 car lengths. So if you already have a car that pitted before you, 5-6 stalls back, you got a heck of an advantage.
I know some of you may be experiencing a little bit of stream lag. It will clear up, I promise. Not exactly sure what's going on with it. We've been fighting it for a couple of days. Nonetheless, it's going to be Mike Bruno, your Stage 2 winner. Tyler Justice in tow and second.
Now, I'm curious how this restart is going to be with 3 of our championship drivers starting in 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Definitely going to be something to behold. I tell you what, we're going to talk with Mike Bruno, winner of stage number 2.
And he's like, what?
Mike Bruno, this is Bradley Wilson of the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy.
What's up, Bradley?
Not a lot, man. You got that Gen X Racing Machine, Amsoil sponsored number 19 out in the wind. Going to pick up the stage 2 victory tonight. You going to put it in victory lane?
Man, that would be awesome. I know you guys want to see one of them Final 4 get in there, but I'd love it to be the spoiler to just come about and get one finally. I haven't run too many this season. I just wanted to come and join you boys tonight. It's been a lot of fun so far, so hopefully we continue on the right track here and bring her home.
Man, we were just talking about how, if anybody was going to play the spoiler, it could be one of those 2 Gen X cars that are now going to restart from the front row. Won't keep you too long, man, but my understanding is you were in one of these points battles just a couple of weeks ago over there in the Ghost Runner Cup Series.
Yeah, I made it to the Final 4. I think I ended up second. Guy that won, he was just on rails that night. Just couldn't get past him. I was on a few lap older tires, just couldn't get it done. But it was a lot of fun and a great race, just like this one. Man, having a lot of fun. Hopefully we can bring it home.
Well, man, maybe you can remedy coming up just short a few weeks ago. Pull out the victory tonight. Good luck here. We're going to let you get back down to business.
I hope so, bud. Appreciate it, man.
Good luck, Mike.
Thanks, bud.
Once again, that was Mike Bruno in the number 19 Gen X Amsoil sponsored Camaro. There you see a live look from the gyro cockpit cam of Bruno. Lights off on the Ford Mustang pace car. Gonna get back down to business here.
Pace car's taking a hard left on the pit lane. Mike Bruno's on the loud pedal. Tyler Justice stuck to his outside going across the start-finish line.
It's up. Go ahead.
It looks like Bruno is going to hold the lead going into turn 1, and Tyler Justice is going to tuck in behind him.
Tucks in behind. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm enjoying it. Go ahead.
Third place, it looks like Dustin Kleba is going to hang on to 3rd. Zach Ling is directly behind him. Tyson Palmquist and Spence Thompson will be right behind Tyson Palmquist. Jared Mogart is on the 89 bumper coming out of turn 4.
Mogart in the 1 machine, going to look for a few positions here in the early going. Folks, it's up, it's out, it's on. Here we go, 89 laps coming your way for the final race in the 2018 B.A.Grpahix Cup Series.
Oh, it looked like the 89 got a little loose coming out of turn 2. Jared Mogart was able to take that position going down the back straightaway.
Tyler Justice going to swing it low on Dustin Kleba. And here he comes, folks. Zach Lindgren up in the mix. The chase battle going to start to take shape. Mama Lindgren, I know I saw you out there in the chat saying you believe. I'm sure he we all believe that if anybody's going to give it a challenge, this could be the battle for it. You're seeing shape up right here. Lingering now back to the outside. Here comes Tyson Palmquist. Palmquist going to look to the bottom. We'll see if he can get clear of Lingering this time.
Oh, we have a lead change. Looks like Dustin. I'm sorry. Looks like Dustin Cleveland's going to take the lead.
Cleveland.
Exactly. Side by side with Bruno for second position.
Cleveland going to take the lead. Cleveland takes the lead. Bruno going to do battle with Lingering, and here comes Tyson Palmquist. You know, you heard Palmquist say in the pre-race, Terry, that going to see what he can do to help his teammate clinch a championship tonight. You've got to wonder just how hard and just how willing he is to stick his nose in the battle with Zach Lingering right there for second.
That's a good question. I mean, come later in the race, I can definitely see that, but we still have about 87 more laps to go, so I think everyone's still going to try to keep their heads on for a little bit longer.
Well, Lingering going to work the bottom here, makes up a little bit of time through 1 and 2. Uses the bottom once again through 3 and 4. Now he's going to close up on Kleba just a little bit. Gap starting to shrink. Chase battle starting to take shape. 0.2 of a second right now, Terry. That's all that separates them.
Wow, that's just a blink of an eye. While that battle was going on, we saw Tyson Palmquist clear Bruno. Now he's looking to the outside of Zach Lingering coming out turn 2.
Battles all around the racetrack as they start to shape up. This one right here going to be the most interesting on the racetrack so far. You've got 2 of the KPR cars in the top 3, separating them is WFO machine number 85, Zach Lingering. Here comes Mogard back up into the mix, still going for that sweep. We're going to see just how everything plays out.
You definitely see Jared's back up to 4th position. Right behind our third place driver of Tyson Palmquist, but right behind Mogard, number 19 of Mike Bruno. Oh. Good battle for second position.
Palmquist going to look to the bottom. We'll see what Lingering does. Lingering going to work it down. Oh, so close. Just a matter of inches separating them there. Covered by the Dixie napkin through 1 and 2. Now Lingering back to second. You've got to wonder though, Terry, Dustin Kleba out front right now, that fresh air, clean sailing. Zach Lingering, on the other hand, having to put up a fight. You've got to wonder just how much tire wear is going to be a factor here. As Kleba, essentially got the cleaner path, Lingering having to fight for second just to, try to keep in the hunt.
Exactly. Dustin's out there on this nice Tuesday night drive where you have second place to Zach Lingering. He's having to run around and play defense just to hold his position. Like I said, burning up his equipment.
Oh, give me 1 second, folks, as a screen pops up there. You're going to see it just momentarily. We will get it fixed. Like I said, we do want to apologize for the problems we're having tonight. We've been out of the broadcasting game for just a little bit. Thought we had the frame drop remedied. We don't. Bear with us, though, as we're going to continue to call the action.
Dustin's definitely able to put a little bit of distance between second place and Zach Lingering, while Tyson Palmquist is staying all over the number 85 bumper.
Right on board the roof cam of Zach Lingering through 1 and 2. There you see it, going to use it. Gaps third place just a little bit. You look off the roof though, Palmquist getting a little smaller in the distance, something Lingering's not going to want to see. Terry, it's going to be interesting. These races last night, cautions few and far in between except for the stages. Same thing shaping up here tonight. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of pit strategies are going to play out.
That is true. We discussed a little bit of this yesterday. Will some of these drivers start to short pit, or will they try to stay out there and hope for a caution?
Well, the stage is 20 laps apiece. We're now closing in on lap 57, so these are right about the times these guys have already seen green flag runs happen, as no cautions through stage 2. but it's definitely, you know, going to start to show where the preparation for tonight's race and the lap times come in as we start to go beyond that 20-lap comfort zone and really see where things start to shake out.
Exactly. You know, just kind of watching the number 4 Tyson Palmquist, and look, he's getting slowing down tremendously. Like I said, this is the longest run these drivers have had on their tires. So tires are going to start to feel a little different. You have to start approaching your corners and exiting your corners a little differently.
There was a look from the 19 car of Mike Bruno as he currently moves into the 3rd position. You know, a guy like Bruno, you heard him say as we talked to him during that stage break, Terry, definitely, you know, looking to play the spoiler here, but if you're Zach Lindgren, you look in the mirror and you know you've got one of the guys back there who's going to race you with the utmost respect for the position you're in.
Oh, definitely. We've all raced against Mike. You know, we feel very comfortable around him. But another thing I'm curious about, too, what Zach may do, if he thinks the 19 is fast enough to go catch the leader, it could be smart just to let the 19 go, catch the leader, and slow him down a little bit.
And look at that. As you say that, Mike Bruno going to be into the 2nd position. Lindgren now going to duck it back to the outside. We'll see exactly how it starts to shake out here. Bruno going to use the bottom. Bruno not really since the restart. You know, you saw him restart from the lead, but since then kind of falling back, maybe taking care of his stuff. You know, as far as the Cup side of things, we talked to Bruno, like we said, he was in a championship battle over there in the Ghost Rider Cup Series, so definitely somebody who may know what these cars will and will not do. It's going to be that 19 car.
Yeah, like I said, he's been in that battle championship. He was just racing on this track not too long ago, so he's probably got a good feel with these cars.
Well, here we go, folks. Laps winding down. It's 74 to go this time by 61 of the 134 ran. Going to go ahead and take you through a little rundown of the field. Up front, it's all Dustin Kleba, where he's been most of the race. Mike Bruno's going to battle his way back to 2nd. You see it there in that gaggle of cars. 3rd's going to be Zach Lindgren. 4th will be Tyson Palmquist. 5th, Jared Mogard. And Tyler Justice, Terry, right there in the 6th position, just outside the top 5. Oh, Justice going to...
We were just talking about Tyler.
Look at that. You talked about the car control of Jared with Sean. How about that, folks? I know it didn't look like much from up here, but Tyler Justice showing the wheel man, definitely showing what kind of wheel. Oh! Palmquist heavy contact with the inside wall.
This is what we were talking about. Those tires are a little wore out. He was on the outside of Jared Mogard, and I don't know if it just got loose, bounced off the outside wall, and then nailed the inside wall.
There you see it. He and Mogard going to get squirrely together. No contact, folks. Looks like the 4 car could have just been the victim of the tire wear. Nonetheless, your pole sitter going to be in.
Wow.
Your pole sitter going to find a little bit of trouble here at the midway point. Go back to the live view.
As we were going down the rundown, it got shaken up.
Yeah, it definitely did.
But I'll switch back up here to the number 6 to watch our leader, Justin Kleba. And it looks like the number 19 of Mike Bruno is starting to slowly reel him in.
Bruno going to run that gap down. As a matter of fact, Terry, Bruno, the fastest car on the track the last time by, ran a 31.625 to the leader's 31.711. So definitely Bruno showing to be the fastest car on the track right now. This time, Bruno still about a 10th faster than your leader. You've got to wonder, though, Terry. We talked to him. He said, "Man, I'm just going to take it easy, run my race." You've got to wonder if right now he's saving his stuff because he knows that Mike Bruno's the immediate car in the mirror, but Zach Lindgren a little bit further of a gap back.
That is definitely a possibility. I would not be surprised if that's part of his strategy. Oh, and it does look like our number 40 of Davey Lamont did take his vehicle behind the wall, take it to the garage.
Davey Lamont going to put it behind the wall. His night is done. Although you will see Davey back in action throughout the 2019 season. Sorry about that little delay again, folks, as we are having a little bit of difficulties. We're definitely working through some things that we're not used to here in the Backwards Hat Productions booth.
Issues with the number 19 of Mike Bruno coming out of turn 4.
Bruno got a little loose there, Terry.
Yeah, heck of a save. It doesn't look like he really lost much time to the leader.
You're definitely seeing why some of these guys that are running up front right now, the best wheel man in the business, able to bring a car back from out of shape. Hey, look at that. Third place, Jared Mogard has gotten around Zach Lindgren. Lindgren maybe starting to pay the consequence for that tire usage in that battle early, as Tyler Justice now going to get around him, and Lindgren going to go back to 5th.
Yes, we were discussing where our leader was out there just cruising in clean air, driving around, where Zach was having to play defense and make a decision. Probably did use up a lot of his tires trying to keep the other competitors behind him.
It's definitely something that you're going to look at. I tell you what, Terry, we talked about tire usage, fuel run, everything else. These guys now officially about 10 laps longer than they've ran green all night long. It's going to be interesting to see who can play into the tire wear and the fuel, and who could end up paying the consequences.
Yeah, and I'm also curious about who's going to be the first person to pit that forces the other hand for some of these other competitors. A lot of these guys may have a strategy they won't, but if someone short pits, have to as well, you're just getting left in the dust on the track.
Well, we talked about it last night, and if you're the leader right now, and Dustin Kleba, who is putting up a heck of a battle with Mike Bruno and holding off that charge in the 19 car, but you're Dustin Kleba right now, Terry, and things are going your way, you maybe have a strategy in mind, but like we saw last night there with PJ Popham doing the short pitting thing, if a driver short pits behind you, it can almost force your hand, because if you stay out, then make your pit stop, you could lose time. You could potentially have a caution come out while you're on pit road. And these are just things that I wonder if they're going through Kleba's mind right now as the laps start to tick off.
Oh, I guarantee he has multiple scenarios going through his head. If I do this, what will happen? If I do this, what will happen? I think if I was Dustin Kleba right now, I would hold my position, but I think as soon as Mike Bruno probably got by me, I think I would probably go ahead and pull it in. Got a battle here, fourth position with Zach Lindgren has Tyler Justice on his bumper coming down this front straightaway.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing the battles, Terry, and it's like I said, right now Kleba in a battle of his own as Bruno has caught him. It was a 0.2 of a second a little bit ago. It's now down to new leader Mike Bruno.
Third place, we got Jared Mogard slowly starting to reel these guys in as well.
Yeah, Mogard broke free of the battle between Zach Lindgren and Tyler Justice. Mogard, Terry, I noticed Mogard run a little bit higher of a line than you see most of the guys running.
Yeah, we were actually discussing that, a little bit of that in practice and qualifying, is after these tires start to wear off, well, some of these drivers move up to the high side. Watching Tyler Justice, it looks like he's doing the exact same thing as well, running the high side.
Tyler Justice and Zach Lindgren are going to continue to do battle. That's 4th and 5th. I was going back through the running order. There's Spence Thompson up from 10th, but he was up as high as, you know, 3rd, 4th on that restart, falling back just a little bit.
Yeah, I can see he's back here in 6th position. But remember, he did take some damage between some of that contact between him and the number 23 of Jason Burgess. Just wonder if that's still hampering his vehicle.
Don't look now, Terry, but we talked about pit strategies. The 18 car of Jared Washon pitting from the 8th position. Gonna be the first car to try it. We'll now see who follows suit.
Hey, did he just throw a monkey wrench in all these other drivers' strategies?
You know, you gotta wonder, as Washon, we're watching get off of pit road. Pretty smooth through the corner there on the access road. Gotta stay below that blue line, or below the line in the blue cone. He does do that, gonna rejoin the racing. So Jared Washon gonna be one of the first drivers who definitely gonna play a strategy here.
Oh, we got another driver coming in. We have the number 59, and David Levine is coming down pit lane.
David Levine, the driver out of Illinois, byway Mooresville, North Carolina these days, going to bring the 59 machine down to pit road. He pitted in from the 7th position, Terry. As you hear the cars go by in the background, that is your leaders. David Levine now going to be the first car a lap down. Good pit stop for the 89. Will join the battle back up here. Bruno has gotten around Kleba, and now it's Bruno who stretched it out to about a 0.6 of a second lead. You got to wonder, you know, maybe the 6 car falling off just a little bit. Kleba actually got loose out of 4, Terry.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's those tires. If once these tires start getting wore off and getting the throttle too hard, probably going to kick that rear end out just a little bit.
Kleba running a definitely lower line than a lot of these guys running. Slides it up out of the turn 2 up the banking.
Yeah, you can definitely watch the difference between the line between Dustin Kleba and Jared Mogard. But as I say that, they both follow each other.
Well, this is going to give you a little bit of an idea of the fall off for Dustin Kleba right now. He's going to let Mogard go here, but Dustin Kleba last time by was a 32.412. Your leader, Mike Bruno, a 32.334. Fastest car on the racetrack, Jared Washon, just pitted. Fresh tires versus old tires, and you're looking at a 2-second difference between what Jared Washon's running on those new tires compared to what your leader's running.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised some of these other drivers have stayed out so long, because with Jared Washon is making up so much time with all these other drivers with old tires on the track. Maybe
Washon hitting on something here, as we're going to see Bruno once again just completes another lap led. 32.232 for the driver out of New England in the Gen X Amsoil number 19 car. Fastest car on your racetrack that time, David Levine. Once again, Terry, it's those fresh tires, and you know, risk versus reward here. Levine's going to pit, makes easy work of cars as he goes by.
Yeah, and another benefit of doing that by short pitting, especially if you're the first or second car to do that, is you have a clear pit lane. You have no one to get into you while you're slowing down to the pit stall. You have a nice empty pit lane to go down, easy to see your box.
Well, here's something else to think about. We're monitoring the tire fall off. But Dustin Kleba's last time around the racetrack, a 32.29 or 393 as it just came in. Still, Mike Bruno about a 10th faster than that. Jared Mogard, Mike Bruno the fastest car on the racetrack once again. But you know, the top two, they're pretty close in times, and then you get to Dustin Kleba and the fall off starts to become a little more.
Yeah, the lap time between Mike Bruno and Jared Mogard on that last lap was very, very close. Even getting a little closer this lap with Mike Bruno with a 32.2 and Jared Mogard with a 32.7.
Well, we talked about tire wear. It doesn't look to be an issue for Mike Bruno right now as he's taking the lead over and now set sail.
The 85 of Zach Lindgren down on pit lane.
There it is. We were beginning to wonder. Tyler Justice going to go with him in the 7 car. Justice going to bring the Gen X racing machine down to pit road. Lindgren's pit stop already underway. Looks like it's going to be a 4-tire stop. There it is. Left sides go up. They're cramming it full of fuel right now.
Jack's dropped and he's off.
Down and away. Great pit stop for Lindgren. We'll watch him as he goes through the access road here back onto the racetrack.
Oh, looks like our leader, Mike Bruno, is coming down pit lane.
Lindgren going to make it off of pit lane safely. Here comes Mike Bruno. He's going to get it woed up down 55 miles an hour. That's going to turn over the lead to Jared Mogard in the 1 machine. Kleba continues to stay out.
I'm not sure what his strategy is. Is he hoping for a caution?
Could possibly be. You know, like I said, if you're Dustin Kleba right now and a caution does come out, you've pretty much got the field at your control, because one guy's going to get the lucky dog, and that guy would be Tyler Justice at the moment. And then you're going to force the rest of the field to take a wave around.
Exactly. And that would put Dustin starting on first position with brand new fresh tires, if that situation would happen.
Jared Mogard's the last time he was the leader. Mogard runs a 32.449. Kleba a 32.373. But I'm looking down here a little bit closer to the bottom. Tyler Justice on those new tires runs a 31.5. So definitely, you know, new tires and old tires, pit strategy starting to shape up. 47 laps from now, though, Terry, we're going to crown a champion. It's going to be interesting to see who has played this strategy right and who may have just missed out.
Exactly. That's one thing about this sport. You think you may have everything in the bag. We saw yesterday, late rate cautions, your strategy. Throw your setup book out the window and just kind of got to eyeball it.
Jared Washawn going to move in behind Jared Mogard. It's the Jared and Jared battle, although... Oh! Contact! Washawn going to give Mogard the bump. Sends him up the racetrack. You know, Terry, it's one of the parts of racing we're not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about it, but drivers have run-ins. This has been a long season. February to November. Maybe Jared Washawn, you know, just sending a message to the race leader, Jared Mogard, hey, you know.
Us race car drivers, we have long memories. We can remember something that happened back in Daytona and pay it back in Homestead. But as we're saying that, Dustin Kleba is coming down pit lane.
Kleba finally going to bring the 6 car down pit lane. It's going to be interesting to see how it shapes up, because there is Kleba. Mogard, your race leader's on pit road as well.
It looked like he had some significant damage to the rear end after that contact.
And look at this. That's going to forfeit the lead over to Michigan Spence Thompson.
Oh, if anyone's wanting a caution right now, it's that man right there in the 89.
Well, you see aggression starting to ramp up, things starting to happen. It could very well happen for Thompson. Mogard going to bring the 1 machine to pit road now, makes the stop. Looks like it'll be 4 tires for Mogard.
Curious to see if they're going to make any repairs to the vehicle, or if he'll just go out with what he has and hope for a late race caution. No repairs.
Spence Thompson going to bring it to pit road now, Terry. I believe he's ran just about all that car's going to handle on those tires.
There is probably no rubber left on those tires.
As we look now, we're trying to see what's going to shake up, transpire. I believe it'll be Mike Bruno back to the lead. Actually, I believe this is going to forfeit the lead over...
What is it? Mr. David Heise?
I believe David Heise is going to be the leader in the 7-Eleven car.
Yeah, well, that's a beautiful Burger King car out there. It's kind of making me hungry right now. I like to have one of those original chicken sandwiches right this moment.
Reminiscence back to the old Joe Nemechek days. Heise, one of the most respectful guys in the series, going to leave it up high and let Bruno go. I believe Haza could still be out there on maybe older tires. I haven't seen him bring the 711 down yet.
I haven't either. As fast as the number 19 went by him, I'm kind of agreeing with you. I believe he's still out there on older tires.
Well, look at the pit difference. Tyler Justice pitted just a few laps later than Jared Washawn, making easy work of the 18 car up into second. There's Washawn. Folks, the battle we really want to highlight right now, though, through the pit strategy, Zach Lindgren, currently your highest chase driver, going to be scored in the 5th position. There you see Lindgren going to work it down the front straightaway. Dustin Kleba right behind him in 7th. The car separating them is David Levine in the 59.
This race is winding down to be a very interesting race as we're on lap 95.
Well, we'll span out just a little bit. There you see Kleba and Levine, as Levine's going to go to the high side to give the chase hopeful, the championship hopeful, the room there. But there you see Dustin Kleba in the 6 car. And up in the distance, you can kind of start seeing Zach Lindgren. Although right now, it's about a second and a half, almost 2 seconds that are going to separate those cars.
Yeah, we'll just have to see if Zach's got any of his damages he had earlier in the race repaired and see if he's actually able to hold off the numbers.
We tune in to Anthony C. right now as he brings the 51 car back out on the racetrack. Saw him run Mogard a little low there. Maybe going to send a message himself. Contact between those two early. David Levine going to do his best just to take the 59 out of harm's way.
Smart move, David.
Smart move indeed, as right now we're going to continue to kind of watch this battle for just a second here.
Yeah, I'm not sure the 51 actually has the speed to catch number 1, but I believe if he would, we would probably see just a little sign of unhappiness.
Yeah, it looks like Mogard's going to power by. Oh, was that? I think something happened to Zach Lindgren.
No, let's check on it.
No, it was the 18. Those cars painted identical. Sorry to scare you there, folks. There you see was Sean going to go for another ride through the grass down the back straightaway. You can see why I thought that at first. Lindgren and Washawn's cars from the rear look almost identical. So,
we're going to give Mama Lindgren a heart attack out there.
Mama Lindgren, I know I probably just gave you a scare, and nonetheless, Zach, still your current highest scored chase driver, although here comes Cleveland. We're back to the live look now. These guys racing for a championship, Terry, and I'm pretty sure they know it.
Oh, they know it. You can definitely tell by watching these guys run.
Laps winding down. Every lap's is just as important as the next. We've been on...
Listen, I just saw Zach on the radio. Couldn't quite make out what he said, but I believe he went ahead and told Dustin to go ahead and take him on the outside.
Well, Zach Lindgren definitely always a class act. We just realized we've been on the replay screen for a second. We were trying to let the video buffer out. I believe it may have worked. Like I said, folks, I can't over apologize for what's going on with the video feed tonight. Is, you know, we're known for having clean 1080. Definitely experiencing some issues we've been trying to chase for the past couple days. Stay with us as we continue to call down the last 35 laps of the NMNTS B.A.Grpahix Cup Series.
Contact between the 51 and Jared Mogard.
51's going to go around. Mogard continues on.
Well, I'm not going to say I called it, but...
Not going to say I called it, he said, but definitely we're going to take a look at it.
And worst come, I believe the 51 actually ended up on the worst deal of that.
Well, there you see, we're riding. Well, folks, it's one of the ugly parts of racing, but however, it does happen from time to time.
That just goes to show how, you know, this sport means a lot to these people when they're out there for a championship, and tempers do flare.
Well, it's like we've said, Terry, you know, these guys have been at it since February. And a lot of these guys, emotions can run high. It's one of the dirty parts of racing. It's something you saw there. But however, you know, I feel like we've got to do it justice as broadcasters to bring it to you folks. So definitely some tempers going on. We're going to rejoin the battle now. Mike Bruno. We say battle, but Bruno's currently set sail on the field. Tyler Justice about 2.5 seconds back.
Right now, third place is number 6, Dustin Kleba. He's all by himself with no competition behind him until we get to 4th place, Zach Lingram.
I believe Anthony C. going to bring the 51 machine down to pit road. Night could be over. You see the 4 car as well. Your pole sitter, Tyson Palmquist. Definitely 2 guys who didn't envision their nights going that way.
Yeah, it's hard to see our pole sitter sitting there in pit lane.
Well, here comes Jared Mogard. He's going to do battle with Zach Lindgren. This is the 4th and 5th position. Lindgren has fallen back just a little bit from Kleba.
Like the number 18 just brought his vehicle down pit lane to make some repairs.
Unscheduled pit stop for Jared Washon as he's going to continue on. See that 18 machine. I don't believe that was a scheduled pit stop, although he was one of the first to make his original pit stop.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious when he had that run through the grass if he may have locked up the tires and kind of flat spotted them and just decided to go ahead and come in and put some new fresh tires on.
Give you a few looks. Gyro cam there. You see the progressive making as we ride on board Jared Mogard in the 1 car.
Oh, also the number 59 of David Levine made another pit stop.
There you see Levine bringing the 59 machine off of pit road onto the back straightaway. Your race leader, Mike Bruno, going to work around him.
I think we're definitely starting to see some pit strategy right now.
You know, it's going to be interesting to see as I'm not exactly sure what the pit window was. Oh, Tyler Justice, the 7 car, around on the back straightaway.
Oh, he's down in the grass. No caution.
No caution as of yet. We're going to see if Justice can get it going.
Got the vehicle facing the correct direction and no caution.
No caution. We will stay green. Go back and take a look at what happened to Tyler.
Yeah, looks like he's just
just gets it loose. Just got it loose, Terry, right there off the high side. Heavy contact with the inside wall.
Yeah, we can see a lot of damage to the front end of his vehicle. Oh, hard hit.
Yeah, definitely a lot of damage there to the 7 car. You know, you hear car around on the back straightaway. If you're a driver, maybe Zach Lindgren, you're praying it brings out the caution. However, 26 laps to go. It'll be 25 next time by. The gap to Kleba not shrinking. Jared Mogard currently riding in the 3rd position. We'll go back up front to Mike Bruno.
Oh, contact! Contact between Jared Mogard. Oh, they're wrecking at turn 3. They're rolling. The cars are flipping.
Caution flag's going to fly. The game changer just happened.
Oh, the number 18 barrel rolled numerous times.
See exactly what happened here.
Yeah, well, these 2 made contact earlier in the race, and I believe they're still showing some displeasure. Just heard race control say they will take it. Oh, hard hit.
We slow it down one more time. I'm going to take a look at it, Terry, from the chopper.
Yeah, you're going to see. I can't tell if the 1 came up or the 18 came down, but
I believe if you look at the line on the racetrack, it could have been Mogard into the door of LaShawn. Not exactly sure. I'm not going to paint that picture, although right here, Mogard tries to collect it off the bottom, both cars into the outside wall. And you know what? You know what time it is?
Oh, it's crunch time now.
Here we go. Look at that. Gyro cam of Jared Washawn shows it all.
I hope you guys have taken your seasickness medicine.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of curious if that was some payback. I remember when the 18 got into the back of the number 1 earlier on, so...
You know, I'm not sure. Emotions run high. A season worth of frustrations, you know, bubbling up for a lot of drivers here.
Looks like the 59 at David Levine, he's going to take a wave around.
Well, through all of what you just saw, it's definitely, you know, definitely the nastier side to this sport. Right, wrong, or indifferent, though, for a few drivers, things just changed. The landscape just took a whole different change. Right now, Mike Bruno's going to be your leader. In second spot's going to be Zach Lindgren. Third will be Dustin Kleba. And in fourth, Spence Thompson.
Yep, we have 3 of our championship drivers in the top 4. I think we're about to see some good racing here.
Folks, it's all come down to this. It's going to be about a 20-lap shootout to decide your Cup champion, and you've got your 3 chase drivers nose to tail when we restart. Want to give a call out to David Heisen once again in the 7-Eleven, not only for that great paint scheme, as Terry mentioned, but heck of a job. Qualified in the top 5, staying in the top 5. Kept that car out of trouble, and, you know, Terry, right now, David Heisel with one of the cleanest looking race cars on the racetrack.
You know, I was just getting ready to say the same thing. A lot of these cars out here look like we're running at Martinsville right now.
Yeah, definitely so. You've got Heisen. Doesn't look like that thing looks any different than it rolled off the trailer. Mike Bruno, the other Gen X Amsoil number 19 machine that, you know, not a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, I think it would be easier to name the cars without damage than the vehicles that do have damage.
Here we go. We started with 14 through inertia. It looks like we're going to have about 7 cars on the racetrack. David Levine, Anthony C. going to tag the back of the field here. You know, Terry, like I said, the ugly business of racing you saw rear its head. However, I do want to point out that right here you've got 5 of the most respectful drivers you're ever going to find in one place. And I would expect nothing but good, hard racing for the next 20 laps, and we're going to crown a champion.
Oh, definitely. Mama Lindgren out here, she's still pulling for a boy. Come on, boy. She's very nervous. So, in the pace car, hits pits lane.
Here we go.
Green flag.
For the potential possibly last time in 2018, the green flag's going to fly. Mike Bruno to the lead. Here comes Kleba. He's going to wind it up, fire it in there. Lindgren to the deck lid. Crossover down the back straightaway. Lindgren looking
to the inside, going down the back straightaway.
Not going to quite get there. It's going to be Dustin Kleba to second. Lindgren to third. Spence Thompson to fourth. This is it, folks. Mike Bruno, your leader, but the battle right now, the one that's on the racetrack, is going to be these 3 cars right here. Kleba, Lindgren, Thompson. This is for the championship. Right on board with Zach Lindgren right now. You know, Terry, the big question is, do you save tires here? Do you play the cat and mouse game, or is this where you've just got to lay it to the wood? Katie, bar the door, it's going to happen.
I think you just got to lay it to the wood and hope for the best.
Kleba.
All race that Dustin Kleba has a very fast car.
Kleba right now going to gap Lindgren by about 0.5 of a second as Kleba starts to close in on race leader Mike Bruno.
Dustin Kleba pulled the upset. Actually, yes, it will. Someone will pull the upset this weekend as Jared Bogart will not be able to perform the Homestead sweep.
Yeah, definitely so. Mogard was one of the drivers that had won the previous 2 nights, not to be here tonight. Nonetheless, Mike Bruno could play your spoiler for one of these championship hopefuls. I can guarantee you right now, Terry, Kleba runs in second. He's closing Bruno down. Bruno has no interest in a champion send-off here. And if you want that top spot away from Mike Bruno, he's going to race you with respect, but you're going to have to earn it.
Oh, yeah. Mike Bruno's here to win. You know, he's just not going to pull over and let you pass him just for the championship. You know, Dustin can still finish second where he's at right now and take home the championship trophy. But I don't think he's happy with that as he's looking to the inside of Mike Bruno going into turn 1.
Oh, he's...
my side. Wow.
See that gap separating them right there. Mike Bruno, Dustin Kleba down the back straightaway. This is for the race lead. Kleba going to sail it off into 3 and 4 on the bottom. Not going to quite get him cleared.
I tell you who likes this right now. Zach's hoping those 2 guys stay side by side.
Oh, if you're Zach Lindgren right now, you're loving the action you're seeing as Bruno's going to hold off Kleba for the race lead.
Look how much ground Zach made up when those 2 were side by side.
You see him battle down the back straightaway. There are the top 2. Zach Lindgren closing up ground. On board the bumper cam, Dustin Kleba. You look at the Gen X Racing Machine, Amsoil sponsored Mike Bruno. Kleba gonna sail it off in there, not gonna quite get to him. Bruno a lot faster to get back to the gas that time, Terry.
Yeah, it looks like Bruno is able to get on the loud pedal a little earlier than Dustin, but he's really not pulling away. Dustin is staying at least with a 1 car length gap between Mike Bruno going into turn 3. Like Dustin has a fan out there, Rosemary Wheeler going, go Dustin.
Well, Dustin Kleba 12 laps away from being crowned your NMNTS B.A.Grpahix Cup Series champion. It hasn't been without a fight, though, and the fight continues on. Right now, if you're Zach Lindgren, Terry, you've got to dig deep. You've got to see if there's anything left in that 85 machine.
You've got to. There's not a lot of laps left, so if you have been saving, now's the time to start.
You look back, Zach. You look back from the roof cam of Zach Lindgren to Spence Thompson. Spence Thompson getting a little bit further in the distance as he continues to do battle with David Heiza.
I can guarantee you one thing. Zach has looked in the mirror, saw Spence was a couple car lengths behind him, so Zach is still looking out the windshield. Right. Hopefully he's racing the track and not racing those cars in front of him.
10 laps to go, and we're going to crown a champion. Here comes Kleba back to the outside. Bruno says, take it all you want. Bruno's been fast on the bottom all night. Continues to lead here.
Dustin's getting a heck of a run by running the outside coming out of turn 2.
Bruno continues to lead. Kleba second. Zach Lindgren going to be third. Kleba able to carry a little momentum out of the high side. Bruno, however, runs the low line to perfection.
Yep. Mike Bruno definitely has some speed on the low side.
Look at Bruno as he ran the bottom right there. One of the only drivers we've seen all night actually gap a car on the high side. Bruno last time by was a 31.221. Kleba a 31.386. Bruno definitely, you know, about a half a tenth faster, so fastest car on the racetrack right now.
I just wonder if Dustin just finally realized just to settle in, go for second place, still take home the championship, or as I say that, he's still running on the outside. He wants both trophies. He wants the race trophy and the championship trophy.
You know, the roles are kind of reversed right now, Terry, as Kleba's been after Mike Bruno up front. Zach Lindgren looks like he may have just kind of decided to take it easy. And we're hitting about the point of the run where you saw a major fall off from the driver of the number 6 car during the last run. Although right now it doesn't look to be the case.
No, that's a good point. Could Dustin be up here just wearing his tires out, and all of a sudden, will Zach just start to reel them in? But is there enough laps for that to happen?
Well, it's going to happen. It's going to have to happen quickly, as we're coming up to 5 laps to go. Bruno stretches the gap back out between he and Kleba. Five laps to go this time. That's all that's left in the 2018 season for the B.A.Grpahix Cup Series. There you see the battle. There is Zach Lindgren. Spence Thompson now going to surrender the position to David Heisa. Something going amiss on the 89 car.
Like I said, ever since he had that damage earlier in the race with contact with the 23, he's just not had the speed.
Well, you know, that new damage model that iRacing's been working on and released little bit by little bit, I hear it a lot on the dirt side and as well as the cup side. Aero, a big thing here, could be playing a part into Thompson as he's falling back.
That could be, because like I said, he made very hard contact. And looks like Dustin is still trying to reel in Mike Bruno for the win.
Bruno going to run the bottom one more time. 3 laps to go out of turn number 4.
That is just amazing how the number 19 can keep the car on the low side.
Bruno going to keep it to the bottom there. It is, you see that darker part of the racetrack. We'll go up, take a look at it from the blimp real quick as it's 2 laps to go. But you see the darker part in the racetrack. That is the rubber, and Mike Bruno's definitely keeping it right in that built-up rubber patch on the racetrack. Kleba a little bit outside.
Couldn't tell, but it looked like Dustin may have got a little loose up there.
Fastest car of that time by, once again, Mike Bruno by about a 1/10 of a second. I don't believe if you're Dustin Kleba, you're going to catch him.
No.
Although at this point, you're 4 corners away from being crowned a champion. White flag in the air. It's your 5-star drafting, 1 lap to go. Dustin Kleba going to work it off the banking. Does Zach Lindgren have anything for him? Off into the sunset goes Kleba.
Yeah, I believe Dustin is done racing Mike. It looks like Mike's going on the front straightaway. And Mike T. Bruno, the number 19, will take the victory. Second place will be Dustin Kleba. Also, our B.A.Grpahix Series Championship driver.
Bruno going to win the battle Kleba going to win the war as he's going to be your 2018 B.A.Grpahix Cup Series champion. There you see the 4-car of Tyson Palmquist going to go out, join his teammate there. Once again, your unofficial results: Mike T. Bruno going to pick up the win here tonight at Homestead. Dustin Kleba second. Zach Lindgren third. They'll be 1-2 in the point standings. David Heise going to bring it home inside the top 5. A good run for Wheelbarrow.
Good run.
Vince Thompson going to pick up a top 5. David Levine going to finish in 6th, the last car running.
And early damage with the number 51, Anthony Colatuna. Anthony C. He'll end up finishing 7th place, is 21 laps down. 8th place is Jared Bogart. He was our winner Sunday and Monday night. 9th place, number 7 of Tyler Justice. And in 10th place, the number 18 of Jared Washon.
Mike Bruno going to burn him down on the front straightaway. Gives it over now to Dustin Kleba. Kleba going to burn him down, your champion for 2018. It is in the books, folks. What a wild race all the way down to the finish of this one, Terry.
We saw that. We saw the exact same thing yesterday. This has been one heck of a championship weekend.
Well, you know, not only does Kleba pick up a championship, gotta be a great thing for the sponsor. First outing for BSN Sports on the side of that number 6 car. You know, you come on a car, your car goes to victory lane as the champion.
Yeah, that's good publicity right there. As Mike Bruno and Dustin are going to go nose to nose on the track.
Well, folks, we're going to head down. I tell you what, I interviewed him last night, Terry. I'm going to let you interview Zach Lindgren in the 85 car.
Let me. Hi, Zach. This is Terry Mason up in the Backward Hat Production. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
And we can hear it in your voice. We know it wasn't the race you were looking for. It was any damage that you'd taken on early in the race. Do you think that had any effect on your car?
We took that early damage stage, and we went down and got it repaired. That's why we fell so far back. And then after that, the car felt like it was on rails. We were starting to drive past people. We were starting to pass people. It felt good, and it just I don't have an answer for this track. This track is absolutely terrible. It's really no fun. It's a glorified Bristol. That's all this track is.
Like I said, I know it wasn't the outcome you were looking for, but I still think all of you guys put on one heck of a show, and between all 4 of you championship drivers, I applaud all of you guys. And I know you want to get back and kind of discuss with the team a bit, but before I let you go, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to everyone that was watching, to everyone watching, my family. Sorry I didn't get it done yet again, but well, we'll come back next year and see how bad Homestead will go away one next year. Everyone watching, everyone at WFO for giving me a ride, giving me a chance. You guys up here in the booth for doing what you do. The brave men and women overseas, defending this great country. Let me sit on my butt and play a computer game for a few hours. So huge shout out to them. Just everyone in general that's helped me with this. On to next year, man. We'll go get it next year. Just this one stings.
I'm sure. And again, it was a great finish, and you should be proud. Keep your head up high, and be proud of everything that you've accomplished this season.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man. You have a good one.
You too.
Well, that was 3rd place finisher Zach Lindgren in the 85 NASCAR Diecast fans Toyota Camry. You can hear it in his voice once again tonight, Terry, but definitely not a season to hang your hat on. Wins Phoenix to get in here, comes up 1 place short in the bid for a championship. We're going to go now to 2nd place finisher, most important champion for 2018, Dustin Kleba. Dustin Cleveland, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
I got you, man.
Well, man, everything seemed to fall in place from the get-go for you out there tonight. You're going to be the 2018 NMNTS B.A.Grpahix Cup Series champion. Heck of a race, man, and congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man. And the words of Joey Logano, that sounds good. I like the way that sounds. So yeah, it's been a crazy season. I know I kind of hopped on board with you guys a little late in the season, but it's been a blast week in and week out. Made it interesting a couple of times with barely making the minimum race count and having to win on the last race, and made that to get into the playoffs, and then just scrape my way through there. It's been a pretty crazy past couple of weeks, but glad it finally paid off.
Well, man, like I said, at times it looked like you could do no wrong. What's the secret? I hear a lot of drivers say that, this place, Zach Lindgren calls it a glorified Bristol.
Glorified Bristol.
What's the secret on getting around this place and doing it so, so smooth that like we watched you do all night?
Yeah, I had to crack up at Zach's interview there that for as much as he hates this track, that's probably about as much as I love this track. So I feel bad for him. But I hate to give away all my secrets, but I hate Bristol. So Zach, why don't you hit me up with some tips on Bristol, and I'll hit you up with some tips here in Homestead.
Well, there you go, man. That definitely exchanging some tips out. Hey, I want to talk to you for just a second there. Off the last restart, we watched you make a few challenges to Mike Bruno. Do you think you had anything to get around him, or towards the end was it pretty much just conserving the car and knowing that you were going to be the champion if everything worked out right?
Yeah, there's a couple of moments there. I think I could have pushed the issue, but just thinking big picture, I just couldn't force it as much as I normally would have wanted to, which the inner competitor in me, it kills me to not be able to do that. But I haven't been racing this many weeks just to throw it away on the last race, so I had to think bigger picture. But yeah, it was a good battle there. The last couple of laps just kind of rode the top, stayed out of the way, and hoped that nobody just caused a huge one in front of me.
I know at one point towards the very end of the run there, you made a run to Bruno to the inside. Couldn't have, only about a foot or so separating you two. And I got to thinking back to last week, although this is the iRacing.com simulator, slated to be the most realistic to date, connection issues, things, outside of your control, just like a blown motor or something in the real world, they happen from time to time. They happened last week to you, in the final lap of the ISM race. Does things like that cross your mind, or do you just kind of put that to the wayside?
In a normal race, I would say no, but this race, I mean, just like the NASCAR drivers say, when you get down to the end, you're hearing every bolt and everything just go wrong. iRacing is a little different because you're thinking, obviously your car can't break down, but you're thinking of netcode, you're thinking of your screen going blank, you're thinking of some type of connection issue. So yeah, absolutely, that crossed my mind. He kind of pinned me down there a little tighter than what I was expecting. So after that, I kind of realized that I need to refocus here and just focus on the big goal at hand.
Well, man, you're going to bring home either the big 6-foot trophy or the cash money, so congratulations once again on that. Hey, before we let you go celebrate this championship with the team, is there anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Oh, absolutely. You might have to roll the Emmy music to get me out of here for all the people I got to thank. But no, definitely, first and foremost, got to thank my teammates. They were super helpful there at the end, just kind of reminding me and coaching me what's going on and focusing me on what I need to focus on. I got to thank my parents. Take that. I've been playing video games all my life, and now I made it. I'm a big deal now. I'm just kidding. My parents and my family, they support me in absolutely everything I do. How about BSN Sports, man? Like, this is their first event, first time on a car, and I get them a championship. Hopefully that's not what they expect every race, but no, it's great to have partners here just believing in this, fresh 3-car team. I mean, we haven't even been around a year, and we're still trying to make it out there. So anyone out there that wants to follow the underdog team, go go follow KPR Motorsports at Twitter. Feel free to give us a follow. Again, thank you guys up in the booth. This is awesome having a broadcast championship. It allows my family to know what I've been doing all these hours and hours. So it's pretty tough to explain. Hey, I'm racing for a championship in a video game. But when they're able to experience it and watch it, it helps a lot. So thank you guys up in the booth. Other than that, yeah, that's really all I got. Thanks again for putting on a great season, a great league. This is one of the best leagues I've ever ran in, so it's been a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
Well, man, congratulations, 2018 champion officially Dustin Kleba. Great run for him and the whole KPR team. We're now going to move it to Victory Lane. And Terry, I tell you what, I'm going to let you interview tonight's race winner, Mike Bruno.
All right, let me pull Mike here. Hi, Mike Bruno. This is Terry Mason up in the Backward Hat Production. You got a copy?
I got you, Terry.
Man, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you, bud. I appreciate that, man.
Not a problem. We were talking about during the race how you said you were coming in, you wanted to win, you weren't here for the championship, and you said it and you delivered.
Yeah, I always try to come into these things with an open mind and see what we can get. I always seem to be consistent, but I never can take home as many victories as I want. But for some reason tonight, everything was just clicking. Car felt good. Didn't want to see that last caution, obviously, but it still worked out. But big congrats to Dustin on the championship, and appreciate everybody running clean tonight. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to broadcast. And your car looked like it was probably one of the fastest cars out there on the track. Even with old tires, you were still like about 2/10 faster than everyone else. You mind sharing your secret with the rest of us?
I just was a bottom feeder. I saw other people searching around and going up high and stuff like that. I just stuck to that bottom. To be honest, if you get your left sides below that seam, and it just hooks you right around, and it literally just pulls you through the corner, even on older tires. For some reason here at Homestead, I figured it out the last few nights of getting beat by other guys that were doing it. I kind of finally figured it out. If you're able to get a gap through green flag pit stops, you can actually get the tires to level out some, and the guys still gain on you quite a bit for 5 to 10 laps, but then it just kind of levels out, and you can actually almost start gapping them a little bit, or at least maintain your spot as long as you're still ahead of them. It works out, So I kind of tried to do that tonight, and it seemed like it was working pretty well.
Well, I have to be honest, I was not expecting you to share that secret, but I did take some notes as you were talking. But one thing I got to give a shout out to was the race near the end between you and Dustin. It was good side-by-side racing.
That was a lot of fun. It was, I don't know him that well. He seems like a really good guy, great racer. I wanted to give him his room. Got it. So the last thing I wanted to do was take anybody, especially a championship driver, out tonight. So I just made sure we raced clean, but we still raced hard, and we were both definitely giving it to it there. I'm sure he had to think about the big picture there at the end, but yeah, he was definitely trying to run me hard there at the end, and he was getting right to my bumper, making me pretty nervous. But just being able to hold that bottom, I think, was keeping me out front. So it worked out, but it was definitely exciting, man, for sure.
Oh, it was exciting for everyone, all of us that were broadcasting, everyone out here that was in the chat watching. So before I move you back so you can go celebrate with your team, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, for sure. Once again, congrats to Dustin on that championship. I want to thank my team, MR Motorsports, Evil Outlaws, Gen X Racing. Thank my sponsor, AMSOIL, as always. Let's see. Thank you guys up in the booth. You guys do an awesome job, man. It's awesome watching these every week. I wish I got to come back here next season for sure and run full time. And I think that's about it. I had a blast tonight, and I appreciate everything you guys do.
Well, awesome, buddy. We're looking forward to seeing you some more next year, hopefully.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it again, bud.
All right. Go celebrate with your team, bud.
Thanks, man.
Once again, that was driver of the Gen X Racing at number 19, Mike Bruno. Definitely, as he said, Terry, car to beat all night. Folks, last night we interviewed the final two in the Hunt standings. It looks like Anthony C. has left the Racetrack Media Center. We're now going to go to Spence Thompson, though. Spence Thompson's Bradley Wilson up here in the Backwards Hat booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
That's all right. Well, man, definitely not the night you were hoping for. We saw the contact there early in the race with the 23 car. Looked like from there maybe the car just not right.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem was today. I mean, I can say maybe like there's maybe something had to do with it, but I ain't gonna place the blame on that right there. I mean, maybe it could have been hurting the speed. Maybe it couldn't. Maybe it could have been hurting the handling. I don't know. But it's just one of them instances where I don't think the overall handling of the car was there tonight, man. It was kind of dejecting. I have a lot of high hopes in there, and just couldn't get it done today, man. It's like I don't know what happened, man, but I ain't gonna place the blame on that. That was just some good hard racing. I maybe got up into him a little bit. He may have got loose or something. I don't know, but it's like one of them things, man. I mean, you can look back on it, and you could say maybe it affected the aero a little bit to where it hurt the handling a little bit, but um, no, it didn't really affect it too much even beforehand. So who knows?
Man, I know, like I said, it's definitely not the night you had hoped for when we dropped the green flag, but two podium finishes, you're going to come home third in the standings in both series. I've got to think that third, maybe not where you wanted to end up overall, but definitely 2 seasons in the Monday Night Thunder series and the B.A.Grpahix Cup series that you can hang your hat back on. And I know you're one of those guys that when you look back at this season through the winter, you're definitely going to be able to find the greater good in it. So, like I said, tell me, I know it's dejecting, but definitely, a season that you can hang your hat on as a success.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, for sure. We had a couple of them good runs early on. We had a couple of wins. We had a good battle at Atlanta with Mike Bruno beating him there that day. Tremendous respect for him as well, man, because he's a good driver. He definitely showed it here tonight as well. And even the few races that he was with us during the early part of the year, I mean, he's one of them fast guys that you got to go out there and try to beat. And we were able to do it that day. And then we were able to pick up the pretty much lucky win, I think, at Dover, because that one, I think Zach Lindgren definitely had the car to beat in that one on the long runs, but we were able to kind of snag it due to circumstances in that deal. But definitely, though, man, like you said there, it's a decent season for me and this team, and just a lot, like you said, a lot of good stuff to hang our hat on this year. We definitely had a lot of good runs. Had a couple of runs where we fell out because of like either crashes or something, but definitely a good solid year for this 89 team and all the sponsors on this car, man. They did such a good job this year. Fell short, but like you said, it was a good solid season this year, and we're real excited about coming back.
Well, man, it's definitely going to be exciting, especially when we go to 2019 and we talk about even though the NMNTS is going to disband the Cup Series after this season, the Ghost Runner Cup Series is going to move to Tuesday night. We're going to mix it in with a whole cast of new talent. So I've got to think that even though, like I said, maybe not the finish you would have wanted, a top 5, still a great season ender and a lot of momentum to build on into 2019.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, you can kind of, because at least with the season, I mean, after it's all said and done here, it's at least you can kind of look back on it and say, okay, well, like we did good here, we struggled here, we did good here, we did good here. Hey, these are some stuff that we can work on. So there's always going to be that big old notebook that we kind of work on throughout the off season. Like, okay, we can do this maybe a little bit differently here, try a different couple of things. So it's one of them seasons. Like I said, it had its ups and downs this year, but I'm definitely overall I'm really happy with how this 89 team ran this year. I mean, because it was. We had a bunch of good tracks that we showed up to. There was a couple of them that we weren't so optimistic at showing up at, but then we ended up running good. So definitely, like I said, gotta thank all these guys on this team though too, man. Just all the sponsors. I gotta thank NASCAR Diecast fans. I gotta thank Plan B Sales, all the other sponsors on this car, man. Because without their support and all that, man, just this team. I mean, all it is just a car that would be going around the racetrack, man. So it's nothing without the support of the sponsors there as well, man. But then everyone at WFO Motorsports and all their hard work and all the effort that gets put into this team, man. There's I mean, you've told me before, and I think it's safe to say, man, I think this is one of the best teams I think in the league. But there's a lot of good talent that's going to be showing up though next year, man. So we're all going to be ready for it. And like I said, definitely looking forward to hopefully just as good and even better 2019 next year, man. Because can't wait, dude. We're gonna be able to compete full time in the Grand National Series. It sucks to have to get out of the truck though next season because of that one moving to Sundays. So, definitely it was at least a good night last night in the truck. Though we were able to at least finish that one off decently. At least we were able to finish the race and was able to be competitive. So. Thank all the guys on that team there, man. Like I said, sucks to get out of that car there, or the truck, but looking forward to getting back in the Xfinity car for next season, then hopefully another good run in the Cup Series side again.
Well, man, we're going to let you go celebrate with the team. Congratulations once again on being the podium finisher, third place here tonight. Going to take home a trophy, a little bit of money at the end of the season, so, you know, if the spirits were dampened, definitely going to pick it up. We'll let you get out of here, but once again, thanks for taking a few minutes out to talk to us.
Not a problem, man. Real quick, if you don't mind, man, I'd just like to say big thanks to you guys up there for calling the race tonight and these last couple races so the fans can see it. Big thanks to all the league officials year-wide, man, that helped out with this league and keeping it going, man. And you guys deserve a lot of credit for what you did, though, this year, too, man, because you run a heck of a league, and I think that's what draws people to this league, man. There's good competition, a lot of good racers, a lot of good, respectable racing out there. So, like I said, it's not the NMNTS series or the Ghost Runner Cup series without its respectable league runners. So, big thanks to all them guys, and we appreciate all the fans for watching tonight as well.
Heck yeah, man. Well, congratulations once again, and enjoy the off season.
Appreciate it. Thanks again, guys.
Take care, Spence.
Well, that's going to wrap it up, folks. Another night and another season has gone. Congratulations once again to Dustin Kleba on picking up the Cup Championship for 2018. This has been a Backwards Hat Productions. For Terry Mason, I'm Bradley Wilson. Hey, tomorrow night, if you're in the mood for a little dirt racing, join us back here as we'll be back with the MVRL live from the Lima Land Speedway. I hope you all join us then. Have a safe Wednesday, and we'll catch you later.